Dear students, today we are going to discuss about history of periodic table. The history of periodic table content the Aristotle periodic table, Daubernier writes, Newland law of octaves, Mendeleev periodic table, discovery and noble gases, development of modern periodic table. So these contents are very important to history of periodic table. So first of all, we are going to see about the Aristotle periodic 3000 BC. The periodic table is so for the simple of chemistry. It is a single image that containing all the known element in the universe combined into an easily readable table. There are many patterns present in the table as well. All of the elements seems to fit together and connect to forms a readable table and in turn the image of chemistry. The idea of elements first came about in 3000 BC. The great Greek philosopher Aristotle conceived an idea that every on earth was made up to this element. So Aristotle opened his own school known as Lyceum, which was engaged in research on wide range of topic covering maths, science, arts, philosophy. The discovery of phosphorus 1669 to 1618. So do you know who is the alchemist? A person attempt to change the ordinary metal to gold. In 1669, German merchant and alchemist Henning Brandt attempt to created a philosopher's stone, an object that theoretically could turn the metal into pure gold. He heated residue from the boiled urine and a liquid dropped out and burst into flames. This was the first discovery of the phosphorus, the founder of modern chemistry. In 1618, Robert Boyle was also discovered the phosphorus and it became a public. The arrangement of elements in periodic table in 1809 to 1869. It's overall in 1809 at least 47 elements were discovered and scientists began to see the pattern in the characteristics. By 1829, Daubernier had found other groups of 3 elements, hence the traits whose physical properties were similar related. Alexander Emmeline Beguler de Cangiordis was the French geologist and mineralogist who was the first to arrange the chemical element in the order of atomic weight, doing so in 1862. 1863, English chemist John Newland organized the 56 known element into 11 separate groups based upon their atomic structure. In 1869, Russian chemist Dimitri Mendeleev started the development of periodic table, arranging the chemical elements by atomic mass. So Dimitri Mendeleev is father of periodic table. The Daubernier traits in 1817. The German chemist John Daubernier in 1817 was first observed similarity in the elements on the basis of their properties. He saw the group consisting of the 3 element traits which have the similar chemical and physical properties. In every group, the atomic weight of middle element was half of the sum of atom weight of other 2 elements. For example, traits atomic mass: lithium, sodium, potassium. Lithium having the 7, potassium having the 39 atomic mass. You conclude the 39 plus 7 divided by 2. The sodium atomic mass is 23. So he tried to many groups to find out this atomic mass. For example, tried chlorine, bromine, iodine. You get the bromine is 80 atomic mass, and calcium, strontium, barium. The strontium is 88. He found it. Newland law of octaves in 1864. So this is a John Newland forwarded his law of octaves in 1864, in which he arranged all the elements known at the time of the table in order to relative atomic mass. When he did this, he found that each element was similar to the element 8 placed to further on. Newland octaves Sari Hamma Bada Ni. So he do re mi fa so la te. So it is a arrangement of hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, so far. Limitation of the law of octaves. Newland could arrange the element only up to calcium out of the total 56 elements known. After calcium, every eighth element did not possess the properties similar to that of the first. Only 56 elements were known at the time of Newlands, but later several elements were discovered. This periodic table did not include the inert gases because they were not discovered then. Next, the Mendeleev periodic table in 1869. In 1869, Russian chemist Dimitri Mendeleev started the development of periodic table, the arranging chemical elements by atomic mass. They predicted the discovery of the other elements and left spaces open in his periodic table for them. So, do you know who was the contributor, the equal along with the Mendeleev? The Louis Lothar Mayer. The Dimitri Mendeleev dreamed about the economical growth of Russia. He was a pioneer to establish oil industry in Russia, improve its economics. The modern Mendeleev periodic table in 1869 is shown in the figure. Discovery of noble gases. In 1894, Sir William Ramsay and Lord Rayleigh discovered the noble gases and they were added to periodic table as group of 0. First noble gas to be discovered was argon, named after the Greek word argos, meaning lazy, because it is a completely unreactive. Lord Rayleigh was the former Vice Chancellor of the Cambridge University. So both were awarded a Nobel Prize in 1904. So noble gases have the full outer electron shell which makes these elements non-reactive: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. The modification of the Mendeleev periodic table in 1914. The 1914 Henry Moseley labeled the element with atomic number based upon the number of electron in an atom rather than on their atomic mass. The Moseley could otherwise have been awarded a Nobel Prize in 1916. The Moseley left his research work at the University of Oxford behind the volunteer for the British Army as telecommunication officer. Moseley was shot and killed during the battle on 10th August 1915 at the age of 27. So Moseley could would have the awarded Nobel Prize in 1916. The emerging of lanthanides and actinides in 1945. Listed to Guinness Book of World Record of the person with the longest entry in Who is in America. 1945, Glenn Seaborg identified the lanthanides and actinides atomic number greater than 92, which are usually placed below the periodic table. The bottom two rows of periodic table, the inner transition metal, are also called as a lanthanide series and actinide series. Bottom series 6 and 7. So lanthanide series, actinide series. So honored with the Willard Gibbs Award in 1966. The development of modern periodic table. The modern periodic tables is modern periodic table of arrangement of element or according to their atomic number rather than their atomic mass. The Mendeleev periodic table versus to modern periodic table. Mendeleev could never figure out of the correct position of hydrogen in his table. Since hydrogen can either gain or lose an electron, it can find to place in group of 1 or 17. Its electron configuration resembles that the alkali metal, although it can also combine with metals and non-metals, forming the covalent bond like halogens. The modern periodic table, there is no dilemma. Since the atomic number of hydrogen is 1, that is where it find its appropriate place at the start of the table. The position of the hydrogen, highest element having the atomic number, lightest element having the atomic number 1. Mendeleev halogen group 17, alkali metal group 1, modern periodic table. The Mendeleev, when using the atomic mass to arrange the elements, faced to another problem. There were the certain case where there was a breaking of this arrangement, so elements with similar properties were in the group together. Take the example of the iodine and the tellurium. Now iodine atomic mass is lower than tellurium, and yet to be Mendeleev put it that after tellurium, so it could be in the same group as fluorine and chlorine. But modern periodic table, the atomic mass becomes irrelevant and element are grouped with a similar element based on their atomic. So you see the mentally stable order element in order their relative atomic mass. Iodine is 127, tellurium is 128. But modern periodic table order is element order in their atomic proton number 53, 52. Then modern periodic table solved another problem by the placing rather earth element such as cerium, lanthanum, erbium, etc. in the separate table at the bottom of the periodic table so as not to interface with the periodic law. The modern periodic table and Mendeleev periodic table. So here the lanthanide series. So this is for the modern periodic table in 1914, the modern periodic table of the element longest form. Here the group 1 to 1 or 1A alkaline metal, they form to strong alkaline with water. Group 2 or the second A alkaline earth metal, they also form alkaline but weaker than group of one element. Group 13 or 3A boron family. Boron is the first member of the for his family. Group 14 or 4A, the carbon family. Carbon is the first member of the properties. Group 15 or 5A, the nitrogen family. This group has non-metal and metallurgist. The group 16 or 6A, oxygen family, they are also known as chalcogens. Group 17 or 7A, halogen family. The element of this group form salt. Group 18, zero group, they are noble gases and number under the normal condition they are the inert. The representation of the element in periodic table, the general representation, the mass number Z plus N plus A. The mass number is represented as A. The chemical symbol of the element X, atomic number is number of proton is Z. The N is number of neutron. So see the boron. Here the specific representation, boron simple, atomic number 5, atomic weight is 10.811, the acid base properties of higher valency oxidation, the crystal structure, physical properties and name and the electron configuration. You see the all examples. So in 2016, 4 new elements were added to the periodic table. Nihonium NH element 113, Moscovium MC element 115, Tennessinium TS element 117, Oganesha OG element 118. Nearly 150 years after Dimitri Mendeleev dreamed of this organizational structure, the 7th row of table was officially complete. These all are man-made. Hence 2019 was celebrating as the International Year of the Periodic Table with 118 element. Nihonium is the first modern element that was discovered in an Asian country. The francium discovered in 1939 was a lost element that was first discovered in nature. The periodic table and the Nobel Prize. Do you know when the first Nobel Prize was given? In 1901. Sir William Ramsay and Lord Rayleigh were awarded Nobel Prize in 1904 for discovering of the inert gases element in air and his determination of their place in the periodic system. Ever since it was proposed by Dimitri Mendeleev in 1869, the periodic table has been at the core of chemistry. The Mendeleev table not only classified the known elements but enabled him to predict those that were missing, along with their physical and chemical properties. While the Mendeleev was never awarded the Nobel Prize, his work. 3000 BC, Aristotle periodic table. In 1829, Dobrnir triads. In 1863, John Newell's law of octaves. In 1869, Dimitri Mendeleev periodic table. 1894, Sir William Ramsay and Lord Rayleigh's noble gases. 1914, Henry Moseley modern periodic law. The 1945, Glenn Seebeck lanthanides and actinides. So this is overall we are seeing the history of periodic table. Students, we must know the history of periodic table. Thank you.